Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. And today I'm going to teach you how to get every alien in new ensemble. Now, I'm going to start off with the prototype watch. Now, as you know, you start off with only 10: Heat Blast, Diamond Head, Ghost Freak, Forearms, Gray Matter, Accelerate, Ripjaws, Stinkfly, Upgrade, and Wild Mutt. Now, you can actually get 4 more aliens on the prototype. It used to be 5, but the hybrid DNA got removed. It's only Recaler Hire can get it. So you can get Cannon Molt, which quick showcase. He can roll around. Now it's important to know when you're rolling, you don't do damage, but you do if you're using boost. And it also makes you go a lot faster. And if you use pulse, it's not an instant attack. You do a leap up, and then you slam into the ground. Alright. So that's Cannon Bolt. Cannon Bolt has a 5% chance to be unlocked. Okay, and the 5% chance goes for all the aliens here. So Ditto, pretty self-explanatory. You get a fight for yourself, obviously. No other abilities that you yourself can do, but you can make clones. Now each clone has their own 100 health, and they automatically charge at an enemy. But if there is not an enemy, they will just follow you. And they each have 100 health, and they can all fight on their own. Again, Ditto is a 5% chance, and with the prototype, you can't exactly go back, so it might take you a while to unlock all these aliens, but not really a long time, because you gotta get level 100 for recal anyway, so. And then Blitzwolfer, he's, not exactly the best alien you can unlock, but still. He can run around, and his scream, which really long range, and it can stun, so very good overall. The only thing that's not really good though, he doesn't have a lot of ways to fight back, so you kinda gotta move around a bit if you wanna use him. And for the final prototype alien you can unlock, I can't really do the best showcase of him because I don't really have anyone here. But he can block, and his freeze is pretty self-explanatory. It'll freeze an enemy. And he has a choke, which will send the enemy flying backward. And he has a burn, which kind of like freeze traps him. Now, I wouldn't recommend using choke first. I'd recommend using freeze, burn, then choke. That way you can get maximum damage in one combo. And now for recalibrated or higher. Now, with recalibrated, you can get every alien in the game. But unlike prototype, you don't get them all through randomizer. So you're starting aliens, obviously. You get Jet Ray, Big Chill, Echo Echo, Chroma Stone, Humongousaur, Fast Track, and Swampfire. Those are your only starters. So you can unlock Alien X, which he's the hardest to unlock because you need 4 parts of the map of infinity. You can get one of them from Pisces, one from Myocti, I think it's pronounced, one from the Perplexahedron, which is the hardest to get, and there is also one in Ledger Domain. So you get all 4 parts, you go over there, you can craft the map, then you get access to the Forge of Creation, and you can go fight Alien X for a 5% drop rate of the DNA, and then you can just scan it. Now, Fridge Magnet, aka Lodestar, you can actually get him from randomize. He's like a 5% chance too, I think. And he's pretty self-explanatory. Repel doesn't do much. It's kind of finicky, but it'll repel if someone's like throwing a trash can at you. Like if I were to do this, someone could repel it. And magnetism is pretty self-explanatory. You can pick up items and chuck them. And then for the second scannable alien, which this is from Ledger Domain, if the alien's name is Corruption, he gets 2 abilities. He gets a pretty slow flight and a vortex. Now, if you're max level, it does like I think 10 damage a tick, and it's really good for if a ton of people are charging at you because you can stop them all. And now for the final scannable alien on Recal, Bouncer Bot, aka Guardian. So this alien you can actually get from the Perplexahedron, which is also where you unlock Alien X. Now, these guys are really hard to fight because they run really fast and they can hit you a ton and they barely give you a chance to fight back. But if you're an Omnitrix user, which you probably are, if you're going for this alien anyway, you just want to. Well, it's kind of complicated to do, but there's a way. Another YouTuber made a video on it. I probably linked that one, but his name's you don't know, really good guy. He has an amazing video on how to trap these guys and get the DNA. And now for the final alien you can unlock, the hybrid DNA. Now, a majority of the ones I just listed, unless I specifically said for prototype or for recal, this alien is only a recal or higher. So you can't get him with prototype. You used to, but not anymore. No. A majority of the aliens in this game have ultimate forms. I think there's only 7 that don't. So hybrid gets an awaken, makes him really strong. I will have an awaken showcase video soon, so you don't worry about seeing the awakens in this video. And now I'm actually going to show you where to get all the DNA. So first, let's start with ledger domain, okay? So ledger domain is where you can get a couple things. I'll show everything there. Well, everything that's important to this video. I'll have a video for everything else later. So right here, ledger domain. There's 2 ways to get here. Either with the Arcal spellbook, you can go to the portal, or if you really want to, you can just teleport here if you get the map of infinity. Now this is where you get the witch race. Again, I'll have an awakening showcase soon. You can also get the alpha rune, but you have to be level 100 or higher on witch. And right here, this is where you get the 2 things. So you can get, obviously, the bad influence DNA, cause where you fight them, and the DNA is like a 5% drop rate. And the resurrection sparkle, which is used to craft the charms of Bezel, and obviously the map of infinity part. So they have the same abilities here that the alien has, except they can't fly. So they just have vortex, and they do have a punch ability as well, which is very useful. And then I'm going to show you one of the most important places in the game, especially if you're like me and on prototype. When you first played the game, you didn't know randomizer was important, and it could help you unlock new aliens. So you won't automatically get them on recal unless you had them on prototype. So you can go to this place called Primus, also known as Genesis, in the new game because they got sued. Well, not sued, taken down. But if you go here to Primus and you do this raid, you can actually fight all of the prototype aliens that you need to randomize with, and you can go in here and you have a 5% chance to get their DNA. So you can scan them with recal. Now there is 2 other things to get here, which is the Ultimatrix part and POTUS, which again I'll have a showcase on later, but you can see it's right here. Really cool. And I only have really one other location to show you, but I am just gonna cut there. Alright, and this is the place I was talking about. Not really the exact one, but just figured I'd show this in the video. This is Alien X Raid, okay? So right here, you're in the 4 edge of creation. You walk up to this, up to 6 people can do it. And it has a 5% drop chance for the Celestial Sabian DNA. Now, this is another location I'm definitely going to cut to. It's the spaceship where you fight the Plexahedron, also known as Bouncer Bot. So, this is where you do actually end up getting to the spaceship. There's 2. There's one here, and there's one on Galvin Prime. This one is a lot faster, because you don't have to actually go to Galvin Prime to get it. So if you're on Earth, you can just stop here. It's the edge of the city. You should see like a black pad, and then after a while, the spaceship will come on it. And it is very important to stay in your seat, because if you don't and you jump, you get like sent flying. So stay in your seat at all times when you're in the spaceship. Okay, I am now here, and this is the space station. Now there's a couple things you can do here. You can switch to the Anodite race, you can awaken, but most notably, Azimuth is here. Right here, you can talk to him. You can either take off your watch, which you have to do to get the Ultimatrix, you take off recal, or whatever watch you currently have. And you can also recalibrate your watch, so you need prototype and level 100. You can also, while you're here, you can switch between races, but if you don't have certain game passes, you will lose your stuff. So make sure you have those if you don't want to lose everything. Now here is where I'm talking about the helicarrier. This is also where you can switch to the hybrid race, which has a really good awakening. Now here is when you'd go and you'd fight the bouncer bots. Again, 5% chance to drop the DNA, but it is really rare. Alright, so that was my how to get every alien in new ensemble video. I hope you guys enjoyed.